Some would say I'm the reverse, and welcome to my review for Legends of Tomorrow, Season 5, Episode 5, titled Mortal Kombat. If you haven't noticed my voice, I'm still losing it. I think it's coming back. Feels like it's coming back, but, yeah, it may sound like shit in this video. It sounded like shit in my Flash review, and, it'll probably sound like shit here, too. Let's get into my, opinion on this episode. I thought this episode was pretty good. I preferred episode 3, but I think it is better than episode 4. I'm kind of switching between 4 and 5, since I thought both of those episodes were decently good, and I don't know which one I like better right now. But as of this moment, I am leaning towards episode 5. But let's get into why I like this episode. So we had two main storylines going on. We had a storyline with Constantine and a storyline with the Legends. So let's start with the Legends storyline. So our encore of the week is Genghis Khan in 1990s Hong Kong. So he is there. He's trying to. He's stealing drugs from the triad, and the Legends use Ava's new machine titled the Prognosticator, I believe. They use that to basically they're trying to stop Genghis Khan from breaking the timeline before he actually does. before he actually does. So they get there. There's a bit of a shootout with some cops and Ava, and Nate actually uses his powers for the first time in a while, so that was cool. But yeah, Genghis gets away with one of the guys from the triad, and yeah, and the cop too. I believe he takes the cop. But then he has her held captive, and Charlie and Bayrod go to and Nate, they go to foil Genghis's plans and to possibly save the cop. But the sword that Genghis was buried with has special abilities from most likely from hell, and he uses it to kill the cop basically. and and Charlie shapeshifts into one of Genghis's guys and basically watches the whole thing. And Genghis is building this fleet, is what he calls it. And it turns out to be these scooters that Nate has. Nate brought it to the shootout earlier in the episode, so that's how Genghis knows about it. And then Genghis got a full fleet of them. Um, I think Nate named it Scoots-a-Goots or something. Scoots-a-Gloots. I can't remember what he named it, but but Genghis gets an entire fleet of them. Him and all of his guys are riding down the street with them. I thought that was kind of funny. But then Charlie eventually just stabs Genghis Khan with the magic sword thing and pulls it out of him, and it evaporates him like what happened to the cop. Let's talk about the Constantine storyline though. So after last week's episode, Constantine, Astra in hell kind of made a deal with the coin exchange and killed Constantine. He's coughing up blood. He's still alive, but he has a certain amount of hours to live. And it turns out he's dying because he has lung cancer. And Astra just sped up the deterioration of his cancer. So he's dying quicker. But yeah, throughout this episode, he's coughing up blood, and he is close to death. he tries to use multiple methods to save him. He uses one of the aliens from last season. Um, what else did he use? Um, I can't remember what else he used. I feel like it's really obvious. Oh yeah, he used Nora, because she's the godmother. But none of it worked. So he had to make a deal with Astra at the end. He said he was going to save her mother in exchange for his life. So Astra accepts this. Um, so Constantine lives. But let's talk about Charlie a little bit. Turns out her and Bayrod kind of had a little bit of a fling after Haywood. So her and Bayrod are in a little bit of a storyline this episode. Just a little one, kind of just very minor storyline. Probably probably won't lead anywhere in this episode or in the near future. But we expand on Charlie and the Loom of Fate. She reveals her entire backstory. Apparently, she's one of like these three ancient Greek sisters. Um, and what she did was she spins people's futures using this loom, and she thought it was too much power for someone to have, so she destroyed it, spread it throughout the multiverse, and then the crisis compacted everything into one universe. So these pieces are a lot closer to each other, and her sisters are trying to kill her because she took their power. And it looks like Constantine is trying to use Charlie and the Loom of Fate to save Natalie, Astra's mother. I'm not sure. He wants to use the Loom of Fate for something. I don't know if it has to do with Astra's mother. Um, but that's basically it. We had some well, Gary and Ray were involved in the Constantine storyline, and it turns out Ray is going to propose to Nora. I believe they're leaving in episode 8. I can't remember where I heard that from, but I heard it over the summer that Ray and Nora are regulars up until episode 8. I guess that either in the next episode he proposes to her, or in episode 8, right when they leave. And I just know either in the season finale or in the last few episodes, the legends are all going to meet up with Ray again for their wedding. I can already just see that happening. Similar to how Jax kind of returned at the end of season 3. But do I really have anything else to talk about? I don't think so. So yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It was a very short review today. Not much to talk about. I'd probably give this episode like an 8.4 or something. Yeah, I don't know if it's better than episode 4. Kind of going back and forth on the two. Currently, I think this episode's better, but I don't know. I might have to wait until I rewatch the entire season to really gauge whether or not this one is better than the last. I liked last week's encore storyline better, way better than this week's, but I really like this week's Constantine storyline much better than last week's. So I don't know. But yeah, tell me in the comments what you thought of this episode. Stay tuned. I'll be doing my Arrow and Flash 13th episodes ranked today. And then Clone Wars Season 6. I only got like 3 episodes left to watch. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for those videos. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. See ya.